Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, Chapter 1. And in the last episode, guys, we discovered the gruesome fate that befell one of Mycroft's agents who was working undercover, and we went back to the Gordona Chronicle to let the editor know what had happened, and also to hand off a wedding ring we had found on the body. And an awkward situation developed because that was actually her husband who died, and that Mycroft had lied about what he was doing. So we solved the case, which was awesome, and it seems that Mycroft has lost another agent, which I'm sure Sherlock is all upset about. But you can see John working on his abs there in the background. We thought we were running out of cases, but running around, we've actually discovered several now. And I think the next one that we're going to do, since we're right next to it, is For the Birds. While we were walking down Silver Way in Miner's Edge, a strange monument of an empty cage near the mines caught my attention. John suggested that we take a closer look. Okay. So let us take a closer look here.
It used to contain a silver statue of a miner's canary. They were often used by miners to detect fire damp.
Yeah, and if the canary died, the miners knew they needed to get out of there quick.
For the ones who gave their lives in the silver mines, for the safety and prosperity of Miners' End, 1830.
Okay. What else are we needing to...
The lattice work was bent a long time ago.
Oh.
A gloomy picture.
But quite poetic. A symbol of safety and prosperity has vanished from Miner's End, and now only the cage is left to remind the residents of their past glory.
The canary was stolen a long time ago. There's no hope in finding it now, but perhaps someone might know at least something about it. We should ask the people around here.
Okay, cool. Now, I assume since we are here in the mining district, we probably need to change our garb a little bit. That may not be the case, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. We'll go with the worker's apron. This works in the old city. It may not work here, but we'll see. Oh, never mind. Here's a guy with a fez right next to us. Hello, sir.
May I ask you something?
Brother, you're fortunate I know something about this.
Locals tell us the story of the Silver Canary of Miner's End. There were times when Miner's End was prosperous, but that era came to an end when the silver mines were exhausted. Soon afterwards, investors lost interest in mining on Gordona, which caused severe unemployment and poverty on the island. From a symbol of safety and prosperity, the canary turned into a reminder of loss. People say that the Flowers of Good public house is the seat of local legend-telling. It's near the alley at the northern part of Lestrade Street. Alright. Northern end of Lestrade Street. I assume that's still here in the area. Oh, there we go. At the northern end. Oh, did we already run by that? Yes, we did. Okay, cool. We already have that marked down. I guess we'll stay in our workers' costume, because I figure that people who want to talk about the legend would rather they do it with a local anyway. So let's see what this is all about. I guess they figured once that silver dried up, that canary was probably very, very tempting. Can't exactly blame people. And folks are...
My grandma, God bless her, had known the man who was doomed us all.
What happened to the canary and why? Stole the canary, safety, owned rabbits, poverty... At the Flowers of Good public house, we heard about a man who lost his family after an accident near the mines. He couldn't accept what happened to his loved one, so he, drowning in grief, stole the canary, cast it into the sea, and left the island. Some say that he committed suicide shortly afterwards. Safety and prosperity have both been strangers to Miner's End ever since.
The thief died in grief. A poetic story for such an unpoetic place.
Safety is gone, and tears take the rest.
Well, case complete. How bad must his grief have been? Because that canary was made out of silver. He could have just melted it down. I don't know if that's... Well, he may be stretching his back out after those crunches. Okay, Paperboy doesn't have anything new. That was really quick. Where do we go from here? We've got the rugged informant with the cryptic postcard. That's kind of interesting. We also have blindsided. Oh, about the guy who had both of his eyes shot out. And we also have the scapegoat, which I believe is the last police mission. Report number 18-13. 4 persons were arrested for theft, property damage, and debauchery. The 4 comprised of 3 women dressed in robes and animal masks, and a priest, oh lord. The suspects have been charged with stealing and slaughtering a goat in the forest ruins to the west of the cemetery. For this cruel act, they will be prosecuted accordingly. However, the victim has requested to specifically identify who stole his goat. The testimony is all parties involved are attached to the case. Okay, who do we got? Priest testimony. The priest is still tipsy. I came to the ruins to save these lost souls and stop their aberrant ritual. I found them dancing and I hid in the bushes, only to gather courage, mind you. I didn't see any goats. Then one of them stumbled, I gasped, and they noticed me. The one who fell tied me up, the other, in a lion mask, forced me to drink wine. I don't know where the 3rd woman was, but they stopped tormenting me. But when they stopped tormenting me, the goat had appeared. Green Ox's testimony. The woman in the green ox mask is limping. I couldn't steal the goat even if I wanted to. I sprained my ankle during the dance. It was the priest who brought us the goat. He may be all holier than thou, but he clearly wanted to join our... Bacchanalia? I think that's how that's pronounced. Red Lion. The woman in the red lion mask has a large bruise on her side. I broke an amphora with very expensive wine because of that goat. He was probably rabid. Bird should have known better than to steal this crazy animal. I've had enough. This is the last time I take part in these rituals. I've already had 3 lovers. That's more than enough. Okay. So, Bird should have known better than to steal? Blackbird. We gathered to perform a ritual which would make men desire us above all else. We were dancing when we noticed someone spying on us from the bushes. He was the priest. I ordered the others to get him drunk. No one must witness our ritual while sober because it insults the god of rapture. Oh, about the goat? It was Lion's responsibility to bring it to the ruins. But Lion says that Bird stole it. Victim's testimony. Wooly was the best goat I've ever owned. Very fertile. He charged at anything red, but otherwise he was calm as a cat. I was inside when he was stolen. By the time I ran out, they were gone, but I saw the thief was wearing a mask. I must know who did it. Please put Mr. Placido onto this. He busted my neighborhood for running a gambling den, but with a single look at his clothes, I'm sure he'll solve this in a jiffy. Okay, where is this now? Oh wait, the ruins. Near the cemetery... Forest ruins, alright. Time to head to a ritual site. A lot of occult shenanigans going on in this town. Or on this island. Now, this is, I believe, where we were... Yeah, running after our elephant friend. This is where Goliath was hanging out. I think over here was the lake. I don't think we went all the way over here, though. So this is new territory for us. Aw. Goliath, what? Hey! There's our buddy. Cool, so he has a lot of space for running around and doing what he does. Awesome. Oh, he's got that huge... I bet he's got the other part of the lake, too. Well, hopefully they can find him a mate. And no one shoots any darts at him. You know, the simple pleasures. And speaking of pleasures... Oh, I bet if they were having some sort of sex ritual here, Goliath was all about that. Ritual site. Oh. You're probably not dressed for such a thing. Let's see. Let's go old school.
Hope you haven't had your lunch yet. This one's bad.
The hoof prints end in deep furrows. The animal was resisting.
Oh, poor guy. Oh, God. Alright.
What a waste.
So that was the one that Lion said, right? In the testimony? Very expensive wine because of the goat.
Multiple bare footprints. I should examine them more closely.
Okay, so we have 2 left footprints. And a handprint. A right hand. Do we need to... Okay, there we go. Ah! Gotta make sure to pin.
Someone stumbled on a stone and fell to the ground.
Guess they kind of take their chances being barefoot out here.
The rope is soaked with wine.
Aw, the poor goat.
The goat was torn to pieces. Ugh. Savagery.
Good lord. So what else are we... That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there we go. This must have been where the priest was hiding.
The priest said that he came here to stop the ritual. And did you really, Father?
Ooh, guess we're about to find out. Let's start from number 1. Now let's look at the testimony and figure out who's who. Probably... It's now... Lion said that Bird stole it. It was Lion's responsibility to bring it to the ruins. Okay. But if that's the case... Wait, what color were the masks? Can we tell? Red Lion. Okay. Because the victim said in the testimony that he charged at anything red, but otherwise he was calm as a cat. Sometimes cats aren't calm. So it wasn't Lion who brought him. Can we go to the lion? That's the bird, I guess. There we go. So let's go ahead and follow Lion's testimony that it was the bird that actually did the stealing. But they got away, charged Red Lion, because you wouldn't be carrying like a thing of wine while trying to bring the goat, you know. Is there anything else here? Can we... Oh, the priest could have been the one to bring him. But that wouldn't make sense because the victim said that the thief was wearing a mask. Okay, let's go with that for right now. Now we have to decide who actually stumbled and fell. Who had an injury? Large bruise on her side. Woman in the green ox mask. There we go. Now, the priest said, then one of them stumbled, I gasped, and they noticed me. The one who fell tied me up, and the other in a lion mask forced me to drink wine. We're going to assume the priest is on the up and up right now. I think that would be right. The one who fell tied me up. I gasped and they noticed me. Wait, I don't know where the third woman was when they stopped tormenting me. Oh, there was only two? Or no, we just have to choose who noticed it. Okay, we'll say the ox mask. And then the one who fell. Okay, so ox tied the priest up and the lion mask forced the wine drink. Okay. And that would make sense because she would have headed over here with the wine jug just in time to get gored. Which means the one in the blackbird was the one who actually did it. And then they all came over here and did the horrible act. It doesn't look like we can actually switch that out. So I'm going to assume that this is correct. We just followed all the clues, and I didn't see anything that really contradicted what was going on. Yeah, there's the palm print. It was a right palm print. Let's validate.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Okay. Well, fine, John. Be that way. Directly for where the hoof prints ended. And we just have a choice between them. Could the priest have been lying? The one who fell tied me up. The one with the lion got gored. Could it be this one? Oh, wait a minute. I've had enough. Who was Blackbird? Okay, so maybe Blackbird was the one. Okay, there we go. Blackbird said that she was the one who did the ordering. I thought it may have been Ox saw and then like pointed and went, hey, let's try this one.
So, we have 3 lusty women engaged in a ritual.
There we go.
They're drinking and dancing when suddenly they hear a noise from the bushes. Their ritual seems to be working. There's a man they can get drunk already. While 2 of them are busy with the priest, the 3rd one leaves. She is the one who stole the goat and brought it to the ritual. The poor animal smells trouble and charges at the drunken woman with the amphora. Still, he couldn't break free and at the end was brutally torn apart and eaten alive.
Well, they attracted the attention of men. The police, at least.
Yeah, but still. Can we, like, throw the book at them? And then other stuff? Okay, well, let's head back to the PD. That's a sad ending. But hopefully, all of them can now be punished for it. And it seemed that the priest didn't do anything wrong. Other than maybe he was, maybe he was doing a little bit of peeping Tomming.
Mr. Holmes, I have great news. Our recent accomplishments have earned me a promotion. Sergeant Stark. It has a nice ring to it, hasn't it?
What do you mean, our accomplishments? Of all the nerve, I don't recall you doing very much. I solved all the cases.
Come, Mr. Holmes. I didn't mean to belittle your contribution. After all, legwork is just as important as paperwork.
And what about the brain work?
Also very important. Don't get me wrong, your assistance was most valuable. Anyway, I'll be moving back to the office space. My days at this blasted desk are almost over. I won't be scapegoated now.
Good for you, I suppose. Speaking of scapegoats, I've solved the last case on the board. The goat was stolen by the lady in the blackbird mask. As if that makes any difference, judging by the atrocity I witnessed at the crime scene.
Yes, I heard about that one. The things women get up to these days. Ugh.
Well, I'm glad to have been of service. Now I have other matters to attend to.
Mr. Holmes, if I may be so bold as to make one last request. Do you remember that I told you that our chief inspector has been missing for a few months now? My current task is to establish his fate. I've tried to make sense of his last case, but it's a convoluted mess. I would really appreciate your help.
It's just like, and why don't you do it yourself there, Sergeant?
Why don't you do it yourself? I'm sure there's nothing in that case a police sergeant can't handle.
You're simply much better at it than me. There, I said it.
I won't argue with that, although much better is still an understatement. Fine, you have me intrigued.
Thank you awfully, Mr. Holmes.
Alright, so
is it Chief Inspector Placido who has vanished? From what I've gathered, he was a good detective.
Ain't that the truth? He was solving cases like shelling peas. Without him, things have gone downhill. He was a crotchety sort, always grumbling, fussing, taking his snuff by the handful, but I, for one, miss the old boy.
Tell me everything you know.
I don't know much. Just that it's connected to a gang called the Hive. Placido has been after their leader, the Hive Master, for years. But otherwise, I can't make head nor tail of it. Here, take the key to Placido's office. You might find some leads in there.
Very well, I'll see what I can find out.
One thing is certain. It's a dangerous business. Be careful, Mr. Holmes.
Child's Play achievement unlocked. Okay, well they definitely got my attention. Plan B.
Did you hear Basilio Capello is in jail? A dead...
Oh wait, what? Something in showroom?
Did you hear Basilio Capello is in jail? A dead body was found in his showroom.
Overhear the circumstances of the incident at Capello's company. Dead in the safe? Ooh. My curiosity has been piqued by talk that Basilio Capello, the owner of the famous Armor Capello home security company, has been arrested. The situation is quite peculiar. A man named Niccolo Detti has been found dead inside a safe in his store. Basilio claims innocence, but the evidence is against him. He's being held in the holding cells at the police station.
In the police? Let's pretend to be cops, eh? We can just stand around and look confused.
John's got a nice combo of cynicism and optimism at the same time. Alright, let's head in here. And not this safe. What do we got? Oh, he took his gun with him. Is there anything that we need to lock down? All the case files should be inside his office, okay.
This must have been an award for long and faithful service. A box of snuff. Strong stuff.
They said he used it by the handful. Cordona Chronicle, May 1877. Hive gang police raid. Is the Hive master dead? For Police Inspector Luciano J. Placido, the night of May 13th ended in gunshots, a blazing fire, lost comrades, and the label of hero. After an investigation lasting several years, Inspector Placido led his squad on a raid to shut down the operations of the infamous Hive Master and his crime syndicate, the Hive. The largest of the gang's warehouses, also dubbed B Yards, was raided in Miner's End. Although the operation was thoroughly planned, the police encountered serious opposition and were outnumbered. The gang set the warehouse on fire, ambushed the officers, and engaged them in a gunfight. We received confirmation from several sources that Inspector Placido managed to corner the Hive Master, the gang leader subsequently perishing in a failed attempt to escape from the burning warehouse. As a result of the operation, Placido was promoted to the position of Chief Inspector. We congratulate the hero and are already preparing an exclusive interview with the governor that will include an official statement on the operation. So maybe he got word that the Hive Master was not dead. We've been through this before, and you know well that I can't allow it. You're an indispensable asset to this department, Placido. Sorry, but your retirement is out of the question. We need you now more than ever. The city needs you. Think about it. Chief Constable Donovan. So he wasn't allowed to leave the desk. Hive Master. Oh, he had his own dedicated... The Bootlegger League, the Blue Face, Clerk's Thumb, Fierce Brigade. Scandal in Old City? Huh.
Hive Master. Crime lords just love catchy monikers. The files are gone, that's odd.
Okay. The disappearance may be linked to his last case. The Hive Master case files are nowhere to be found. Or are they? A little hide and seek here. Actually, I'll tell you what. This actually is a perfect place to go ahead and end the episode, guys. When we get back, we'll search the rest of the office and see if we can find the hidden Hive Master folders. I bet they're in the safe. And see if we can figure out what happened to the Chief Inspector. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you guys like the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. I will see you next time. Later days, everyone.